Well, the patch notes teaser is out, and it's actually bigger than what we expected. Even though I'm kinda weirded out by how they're actually ignoring the Horn of Windlord, because that card definitely feels very oppressive right now. Anyway, we're gonna go over all of the nerfs and buffs, and we're gonna try and figure out what that might mean for the meta. So if you're serious about Hearthstone, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's check out the nerfs.
You are not prepared!
Again, Ben Hearthstone did us all a huge favor and actually showcases all of the nerfed and buffed cards in a single picture. And let's zoom into it and really see what's happening. Okay, so starting off with Baltic, there are quite a few ways to nerf this card decently well. The obvious one would be if this is a 5 mana 5/4, still gives a couple of free frees, but I think that would kinda kill the cards. I think it's a lot more realistic if they actually drop this to a 4 mana 3/4, give a couple of free bots, and I'd say that would still maybe see some play in something like Frost Decay, but a lot of the other classes might actually drop it because sitting at only 3/4, it's kinda meh. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think the nerf might be to this one. Heck, maybe they're even gonna go with a more rational 4 mana 4/4 kinda deal, and I think that would still make the card pretty viable. And the sad news is Baltic is actually a free legendary, so we're actually not gonna get any dust for it, so that's kinda sad, but oh well, at least we have 3 other legendaries that are definitely gonna give us a good chunk of dust. Moving next to the Curator, which is actually the best performing card in Pure Pally right now, and it's the best kept when going first and second, so it's definitely high on the nerf radar apparently. And here, again, I think bumping it up to a 6 mana might be the way to go, because around turn 5 Pally actually does find itself struggling to play stuff, and the Curator just curves them out way too good. So yeah, bumping this to 6, I think that would be the way to go. Unless they actually do something about the number of cards you're actually drawing, but I really doubt they're gonna do that because there is an achievement related to it, so I really think they're not gonna be touching the effect. But if there was no achievement like that, maybe they could have thought about limiting this to draw only 3 cards or something like that, but I really think they're not really gonna touch that shit, because there's an entire achievement that they're gonna have to rework, and that would be a Hearthstone first, so I don't know. Moving down to another Pally card, which is Disco Mall, and this card should have been nerfed long time ago, and the nerf here, I'd say bumping it to 3 mana sounds fine, just because they're nerfing 2 other cards for Paladin right now, so if it was the single nerf, I'd say maybe go harder, but since it's a combo package with 2 other cards, I'd say bumping it to 3 mana should be the way to go. I don't think they're gonna give it the Daddy Denafrius treatment, because it just feels weird. So yeah, I'm calling this one a 3 mana 2/2, same effect, same everything. Feast and Famine also is getting touched, and here the nerf would be, I mean, it's kind of boring, but I still think it's bumped up to 2 mana, I guess, and that kind of doesn't change much. Maybe they're gonna tone down the effect as well, dropping it down to +2? Question mark? I don't know, it's definitely a rough card to touch here, and we all know this card became broken because Horn of the Windlord, so I'm not really sure why this is paying that weapon's sins, but I don't know, I really don't know. Like, bumping the mana is not doing absolutely anything, so I'd go in a different route. I think it's definitely going down to 2 attack only. Touching the mana first really doesn't matter either, so yeah, I think it's only gonna be giving +2 attack instead. Lady Steno finally is getting nerfed. She is definitely very oppressive. Spell DH still quite the broken deck. And even though it's definitely a very hard deck to master, people have been doing absolutely broken stuff with this one, and even an unskilled player can make some very unforgiving, very toxic games where the opponent literally couldn't do a single thing and still dead on turn 6. That is just not a fun way to be playing Hearthstone whatsoever. So even though I have played this deck quite a few times, I do enjoy it. I definitely believe it does deserve a nerf, and the way Lady Steno is getting nerfed, 5 mana? 5 mana Lady Steno definitely sounds like should somewhat fix the problem with her. Even though there are so many 0 spells in Hearthstone right now for them to abuse, it's still probably gonna be able to do some absolutely broken stuff, but definitely no lethals on turn 6, I can tell you that much. Also, changing the attack down to 1 might be something to think about, but hitting the mana with 2 crystals, I think, would be the way to go. Hard to say. And the last nerf here is Hope of Loss, which I kind of feel is an overkill, because yeah, Beast Hunter is strong, but it's not as popular as the other decks out here, so I'm kind of weirded out here. I think they could have done something different, like maybe the Hollow Hound could have taken a nerf. Bumping it up to a 7 mana sounds fair to me. Hope of Loss, at least we're getting a lot of free dust, and at least people who actually crafted Beast Hunter probably did craft this exact card to have the optimal variant of it, so if they're sick of the deck, this would be an easy way for them to get out of it. But yeah, Hope of Kelt Loss probably goes up to 7 mana. Like, what else do you touch here, honestly? Like, I doubt they're gonna change the effect of this card, just bumping the board or just bumping the hand plus deck. That might be something to think about, but no, I think it's just going up to 7 mana, honestly. I guess time will tell. And moving down to the buffs, I'm actually gonna have to open all these cards because they're so freaking popular. But yeah, starting off with the legendary Rhyme Dancer Risa. This has been a 5 mana 3/5. Rush after your hero attacks, return this to your hand, and it set its cost to 1. I think if they actually bump this down to a 4 mana, it might see a little bit more play. Should be a decent inclusion in Outcast Demon Hunter, I'd say. This is also a rogue card, so I'm not sure how they're supposed to be using this as much though, but dropping this to a 4 mana might be the way to go. Anything else, like 5 mana 5/5? That sounds kind of a little bit OP, but wouldn't be surprised if they touch up the attack here. But yeah, it's literally anyone's guess what their plans to do this. Like, either drop the mana or bump the attack, nothing in between. So we will have to wait and see how that pans out. The other card that's getting buffed is the remixed Dispensobot, and here I'm assuming this is gonna get dropped to a 3 mana 3/4. That sounds decent to me. The effects this thing is giving are get 2 random frost spells, or get 2 random mechs, get 2 coins, and get 2 random mage secrets, and I don't know, like, I guess it could be discover frost spells, mechs, and mage secrets, but I think that would be just brutal. Like, that would be like a very OP school teacher now, wouldn't it? So I'd rather see this as a 3 mana 3/4, honestly. It is a mech. I have seen people use it here and there for the extra coins mainly, but yeah, 3 mana 3/4 sounds like the way to go here. And the last buffed card here would be Fiddlefire Imp, and right now this is a 3 mana 3/2 Demon Imp, which gives you a random Fire Mage and Fire Warlock spell to your hand. And I can see this becoming a 2 mana 2/2 maybe? Sounds about right. It is giving quite a lot of value for 2 mana, however, and mages are probably gonna love it more than warlocks, but Imp Warlock is probably also gonna find room in the deck for this one, so yeah, 2 mana 2/2 sounds like the way to go here. Again, they could go for the Discover route, but I think that would be a bit too broken. Sitting at a 3 mana 3/2 Discover 2 spells like that is a little bit too good, especially with the limited fire spell pool right now. So yeah, 2 mana 2/2 sounds about right to me. So, in conclusion, what's this gonna do to the meta? Pure Paladin definitely is gonna get dropped down in win rate. It's still gonna be pretty good though, so I don't foresee Pally dropping under tier 2 too much. Spell DH is definitely gonna get murdered this time for real, hopefully, because it really has been a very oppressive deck for way too long. Pausik should definitely see a lot less play. Everybody and their grandmother was using it, like Frost DKs, Shadow Priests, Hunters. It was such a popular card, so that's gonna tone it down. And same can be said for Beast Hunter with the 4 Kelt Loss. I'd assume a lot of players might actually decide just to disenchant it, call it a night, and not have this probably unplayable legendary afterwards, because at 7 mana it's just a bit too much in it. As for the buffs, really hard to say if that's gonna change much. I do believe Enrage War is gonna get a lot more played, because right now Pure Pally was kind of blocking it, and Spell DHs were also not fun for it too much either. As for the buffs, I'm not really sure what that's gonna do. Kind of have to wait and see if those were actually significant enough to really start seeing some play. I really hope Control Priest doesn't become the top dog again, because that is not a fun meta for anybody, I can tell you that much. Like, every time Control Priest is the best deck in the game, that's the time where Hearthstone suffers the most. Like, I'm not against control decks, it's just facts. Like, remember the Barons Control Priest meta, Barons Control Warrior meta? Nobody liked that shit, so those are the times where the most people quit Hearthstone. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope this helps you figure out what to expect from the upcoming patch notes. Let me know in the comments what you think the nerfs and buffs are gonna be. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Kris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.